Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my hero build series. I am Sylphin. I am so excited to be bringing you the newest hero to Paragon, Crunch. Now I have a build here that I'm kind of going with a theme that seems to be kind of around him, and the build is called Finish Him. So ladies and gentlemen, the theme Finish Him, it's from Mortal Kombat, as it seems he seems to be that's kind of what they're going for with his old trailer and reveal video and etc. So Finish Him, we are going to finish whoever we engage on with a high amount of damage. He is a fighter and initiator that Epic is kind of saying, so we are doing exactly that. A fighter, not as much damage as an assassin, but a little bit more sustained than one, and also an initiator. We have enough of a threat that if we engage on a high priority target on the enemy team, they have to respond. That is what we are going for. I'm trying to focus in on what makes Crunch Crunch and accentuate that the most. And I think we do this in this build that I hope you find quite interesting as well. So guys, right off the bat, Finish Him, Crunch. His prime card here is going to be the Warlord. That crazy amount of physical damage will hopefully amplify what our job is. That damage dealer, that initiator, make us even more of a threat when we do initiate, when we do have War Prime. We're going to start off with a numerous things here. Health potion, health token, and 2 strike tokens. It depends on what you are doing. If you are in the jungle, which Crunch can certainly be a jungler, health potion and 2 strike tokens. If you are forced to lane, in the off lane or something like that, you can go health potion, a health token, just to keep you alive a little bit more. 100 health is a lot in the early game, and then a strike token. Those are kind of the 3 options here, or the 2 options, pardon me, in that early game. Now, here is the build. Ready for it? Okay. So, like we said, if you are jungling, health potion, blah, 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 blah. If you're in the lane, blah, blah, blah. Now, the next one, if you are in the jungle, is going to be the Brawler's Key. 2 minor strikes, 1 mana. This mana is so important. As a jungler, you're probably going to be trying to rotate and try to make some ganks happen. You will need that mana for those abilities. You will need it, so that's why this mana is on here. Very important. If you're in lane, you can decide maybe to get it as well, help out your jungler, but I wouldn't. I would go straight into the Guardian's Ward. Both builds, you get the Guardian's Ward here. Minor strike, or sorry, both situations, either in the lane or in the jungle, get the Guardian's Ward, 2 minor strikes, lesser health. Little bit of health in the early game really, really helps. The whole health meta, you need to stay alive to get that CP in the early game in order to get an advantage. You need to do it. 200 health will help with that. After the Guardian's Ward, we go into a Flash Fire Piston. This is going to help us immensely with a number of things in his abilities that we'll talk about later. The Flash Fire Piston, a 2-point strike, 1 minor kinetic, and 2 1-point kinetics. This all adds up to 6, so it's nice and lovely. It gives you a nice amount of damage, but that attack speed is there. It's a serious amount, 22%. Right in the early game, really, really helps. Attack speed feeds into so many of his abilities. You will see that attack speed is monstrous. After the Flash Fire Piston, we go into more damage with the Wind Carver Blade. We're going to get one of these with a major strike, major kinetic, and kinetic. Obviously, the Wind Carver Blade gives us 2 points of physical damage and 2 points of attack speed just through the card alone. So all of these upgrades will feed into that damage, feed into that attack speed, which again, you will see has a crazy effect. It's absolutely ridiculous how good attack speed is for Crunch. After this Wind Carver Blade, we go into the Bounty Stalker, which we are going to be attacking so fast that the Bounty Stalker will enable us to get these stacks faster. We're going to get another Wind Carver Blade later on that replaces our weak Flash Fire Piston. Even more kinetic. We're going to be stacking these like crazy, very fast, plus his abilities don't stack, but plus those those abilities in there, it's a crazy amount of damage. So there you go. We're going to be attacking really quickly, hopefully getting these stacks really fast, and hopefully we're going to be sustaining in these fights on something that you may have seen already. So hopefully we can get these stacks really quite quickly. After the Bounty Stalker, then we go into the Hunger Maul, which is what I was kind of going in here. We're going for some lifesteal. I have a up-and-coming video, guys, about lifesteal versus health regen and what kind of works. Lifesteal works so well with a high damage build because, well, if you're doing a high amount of damage, then that's a lot of health you're regenerating from that lifesteal. So I don't have any more greater drains. I maybe would have 2 greater drains and then a drain in here, but I have a 1 greater drain, 2 drains. That's as high amount as I can fit into 1 card. So there we go. That's going to give us 20% lifesteal, and hopefully we do a high amount of damage so that when we are in these fights, we initiate and the enemy starts to focus on us, we can just go to town on the enemy and hopefully regenerate quite a number of hundreds of health. Like, hopefully it's hundreds of health, which obviously is quite valuable here. So after the Hunger Maul, and of course it gives us that crit bonus, which after the Bounty Stalker we will definitely use as well. After the Hunger Maul, we go into the Rust Breaker. At this point, gonna be in the later part of the game. People will have natural armor plus tanks, and just tanky heroes will have armor. So we go into here. We have some options. 2 major pierces if we need it. Usually you don't. Usually you just need 1 major pierce and then 2 major strikes in there for those options. After the Rust Breaker, we go for our Brawler's Ward. Why so much mana? Why is there a 3-2-1 mana in here? Because once we finish off this build with a second Windcarver Blade, which is right after this, he's going to be reducing his cooldown on his abilities, spoiler alert, so much that he's going to be able to combo all the time. He's going to almost be able to constantly combo. Like, there's going to be a few moment delay between his combos. Like, it's ridiculous. So we need mana to use all those abilities. And there it is. Alright, so 3-2-1 mana in our Brawler's Ward. That obviously replaces our Guardian's Ward. Then into a second Windcarver Blade, same as the previous one. 3 strike, 3-2 kinetic. There you guys have it. There's the build. Final build: Windcarver Blade, Brawler's Ward, Rust Breaker, Hunger Maul, Bounty Stalker, and Windcarver Blade. A lot of attack speed that feeds into his build. A lot of health regen because we are going for high amounts of damage, which works really well with high amounts of damage, more so than health. Which please subscribe if you want to see that video coming out, and you'll see the math behind it. And the crit in there works really well with that attack speed. So you can see that I've made everything synergize really, really well, and hopefully we will see that here in this game. But before we go in game, we have to do something different that I've never really done before. Talk about his abilities before we go in. Because yes, I will explain the abilities when we are in there, and we'll explain them now as well, but he is such a complicated hero that we need to do it before. So take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at this. We're going to take a look at some combos that he has. So, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. These are a whole bunch of combos that we are going to try to focus on in this game, and hopefully you can not necessarily memorize them, but understand what's going on so you can do it later on. Let's go through his abilities. First, though, we have Punch, his basic attack, melee basic attack, dealing 50 physical damage. That's a lot. That's a fair amount for a fighter. Well, that's kind of average. It's high amount in terms of rangers and casters, but it's a good amount of damage in the early game because fighters do work very nicely in the early game. One thing though, look at that 1.5 second cooldown. It's not that great. It's not that fast. It does get faster as he levels up, so that attack speed definitely works very well for him. His right click ability or second right trigger is Forward Crunch. What happens is here, henceforth referred to as forward. Dash forward 1,000 units, dealing 60 physical damage, stopping upon hitting an enemy hero. But Crunch has a different mechanic than any other hero in the game. He can empower his abilities. So when forward Crunch is empowered and you use it, dash 1,250 units, a little bit farther, pushing enemy heroes on contact. So you kind of like push them forward the whole distance, 1,250 units. Normally, you stop when you hit an enemy hero, so it's just a gap closer. But when it's empowered, it's a drag ability. You push and you drag heroes with you that full distance. Remember that. And that's on a 20-second cooldown. Next ability is Left Crunch, or henceforth known as Left. Deals 80 physical damage to enemies with 20% bonus cleave rating. So whatever his normal cleave is, it's boosted by 20%. So for this ability, so he cleaves with this, dealing 80 physical damage. But when he is empowered and uses this ability, you deal 25 bonus physical damage, 25% bonus physical damage, then that 80, plus you have a cleave bonus rating of 70%. So it's almost like a just everything in front of you gets hit by your Left Crunch. Crazy. This is the highest damage dealing ability he has. That is his Left Crunch. The next one is Right Crunch, his E ability, or circle ability. It's deals 60 physical damage and applies a 120 max movement speed slow. That slow does increase when you level it up. When it's empowered though, and this is huge, deals 25% bonus physical damage, like a lot of other of his abilities, and knocks up enemies instead of slowing them. So this has a different mechanic when empowered. It interrupts ultimates. Whereas before it just applies a slow, when it's empowered, it obviously stuns, it knocks up and interrupts ultimates. Huge, 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 huge. That's going to come in here later on as well. That's his Right Crunch, henceforth known as Right. Now his ultimate is super, super, super cool. Re-Crunch, henceforth known as Re. Kind of silly, but 40% cooldown, that is reduced when you upgrade it, I think down to 20. But watch, like, this is insane. This is insane. Active, it is an well, like lots of ultimates, it is an active. Instantly repeat the last ability used. If you use Re-Crunch and you had previously used right or left or forward, you will kind of just you'll do that again. Repeat the last ability used. However, there's two passives to it. The first passive, 0.4 second active cooldown reduction on all abilities for every basic attack landed. In other words, every time you basic attack, you cut down 0.4 seconds off of any active cooldowns. Can you kind of see why we focus so much on attack speed? The more we can attack, the more our cooldown reduction can kick in, the more abilities we can use, therefore empowering more abilities, therefore doing more damage. And of course with the Right Crunch doing more CC, more knock-up, etc., more cleave, more dashing, more pulling, you get the idea. But the next passive is, as you probably figured out, every third ability used will be empowered. Every third ability. So I said in my reveal video that the punch, was an ability. Basic attacks aren't classified as that. They don't benefit from cooldown reduction. I thought he would be a little bit different, and that the empowered versions would just be a little less kind of powerful, and it'd be like little mini empowereds, you know, kind of thing, and you just kind of do them all the time. Or like he didn't run on mana, or he ran on like energy or some kind of different resource. But it's every third ability, which is right, left, or forward crunch. Or Re-Crunch, actually. Or Re-Crunch itself. So this means that a whole bunch of combinations are possible. Something like 20-something or whatever. I came up with 5 here that I think are like the basics. Like what you really want to know, the one that you really want to have under your fingers to have like really readily available. The ultimate idea, the ideal is to just have a feel for his abilities, and you don't really think of the combinations. They just come, and you do whatever fits the moment. That is the ultimate, you know, state of a great crunch player. However, until then, we need to kind of focus on some basic combinations. The first one, guys, is a cleave damage combo. This deals the most damage. Obviously, with all of these, I'll say it right off the bat before you guys flame the hell out of me, which none of you do. Thank you. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. And now, of course, a whole bunch of people are going to do it. But anyways, this one deals the most damage, and obviously all of these can be tweaked, can be a little bit tweaked, but I'll kind of say why it is what it is. Cleave damage combo deals the most damage. Forward to engage, right to slow them down, left to deal that left crunch, a whole bunch of bonus damage, and then re-crunch to repeat left crunch, which is your highest damage ability. This is the core of it. You have to go right, left, re-crunch. Or, I guess you could go... No, you have to do that. Left and re has to happen, and left has to be empowered, or the re-crunch has to be empowered. So this has to be kind of the basis of it. Forward can either come before or after. But forward, right, left, re is going to be like the, holy smokes, where did crunch come from? And boom, there's a whole bunch of damage, right? If you can walk up to them, right, left, re, and then forward, that can definitely work if they try to get away, etc. Now there's a stun/slow combination. You connect with and then stun and slow the enemy. You forward to close the gap, left to deal that damage, to then empower your next ability, right to stun them, because that will be the stun, the empowered version of your right crunch, and then re to reapply your right crunch, but not as a empowered version. You'll just get the slow. So you'll close the gap, deal a crazy amount of damage, knock them up, and then slow them once they've landed. Crazy. Ideally, maybe you would want a basic attack in between here, guys. These dashes can sort of represent basic attacks, since you'll be animation canceling a lot, ideally. So think of these as kind of basic attacks in here. So forward basic attack, left basic attack, right to hit them into the air, basic attack while they're in the air, and then slow them down when they land. Crazy crowd control with this ability. The next one is the surprise combo. You cover lots of distance quickly. You can dash forward again with re-crunch, have an empowered ability, right to knock them up. So you'll dash twice and they'll be like, holy smokes, a crunch is right in my face, and then you give them the uppercut to knock them into the air, and then as they're in the air, you hit them with a basic attack, and then you left for a whole bunch of damage. So basically you've initiated with relatively not... Oh no! That doesn't work! That doesn't work. My apologies. The issue is each of your abilities have to land. So this is null and void. This doesn't really work. Well, it does. This just won't be empowered, so okay. This won't be empowered. This will be, though, actually. This will be. Forward to cover a distance. Hopefully when you re-crunch, you will then go forward and then hit the enemy. So this will be ability 1. Basic attack, right to slow them down, and then basic attack, and then this one will be empowered to deal a whole bunch of damage. It's still a surprise combo. Which one is empowered is this one. So cover lots of distance quickly. That's a surprise combo. The next one is drag/in-their-face combo. You can either drag your foe along with you, or you can stick onto them like glue. So the first one is left to deal a whole bunch of damage. Obviously, you have to walk right up to them. Here, you have to walk right up to them. Left to do a whole bunch of damage. Re-crunch to do again that whole bunch of damage to then empower your next ability. Forward crunch to drag them, hopefully maybe underneath the tower, remember, and then right crunch to slow them down. Again, hopefully maybe underneath the tower. That's the drag / in their face combo. Stick onto them. You know, you can run right up to them, left crunch, right left crunch, re-crunch to get a whole bunch of damage, and they're like, holy smokes! Then the Gideon uses his teleport, forward crunch to close that gap, hopefully hit him, and then right crunch to either be empowered or not to, again, slow them down and stay close to them. This is the combination that you can use to stick onto them like glue or drag them underneath a tower or towards your enemy. And the stun and follow combo, self-explanatory. You stun them, and then they try to get away, but then you follow them. A slight variation off of this one. Left crunch to do a whole bunch of damage. Re-crunch to do, again, a whole bunch of damage. Maybe, you know, surprise them a lot after maybe a gank or something. Right? Whole bunch of damage. Empowers your next ability. Right crunch to stun them. And then at that point, maybe they try to get away. They use a blink charm. Forward crunch to then close that gap and stay with the enemy. Those are kind of the basic ones here. There's going to be a framework that we talk about in the gameplay that we try to use to kind of think about what abilities do we use. A framework so that's a little bit more flexible than just memorizing this. We'll talk about that, but those are the combinations, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to try to use here in this gameplay. So, ladies and gentlemen, like usual, if you would like to support the channel, please head on over to my Patreon account to become a monthly subscriber, or head on over to my Amazon wish list if you'd like to support the channel that way. Finish him, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are probably going to be the jungler here, as that definitely is going to be what we do. So, like I said, we're going to go here for a health potion and 2 strike tokens. That's going to enable us to do that quick damage on those minions in the jungle to kill them a little bit quicker and survive faster. So, ladies and gentlemen, the very first ability we are going to get is definitely going to be left crunch. It deals the most damage, and that cleave obviously helps with these jungle camps much more. As you can see, I just took down that camp and really didn't take that much damage. 80 damage here. It was going to be pretty easy to be the jungler here. Have a health potion, and you're going to definitely be able to survive. Take a few camps out, look for some ganks or anything that happened here, and see if maybe we can make something happen. So we have this Bellica here that's a little overextended. Let's see what we can do here, but she's going to come. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my slow. I'm going to do this. Try to do some damage here. I'll use my health potion. Can we take her out? No, we can't. We don't have our ultimate. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have that to, you know, to reduce our cooldowns. We don't have that to empower our abilities yet. So I think Crunch can kind of be delegated to a jungle. Not really doing very much. He'll definitely need some help when, you know, when he does try to gank somebody in lane. 3 card power, ladies and gentlemen, like we said earlier, needing to get that Brawler's Key here in the second slot to start our jungling. So, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of what abilities I wanted to upgrade here, alright, so we're going to do this business here. Let's see. Let's do our stun combination. There is the stun combination. Let's see if I can finish her off and save my forward crunch to escape. Yes, looks like, oh no! Oh, can I get out of here? I think I can. There's my forward crunch. My next one is empowered. Oh no. Let's use this to knock him up here. Can I get away? Is that stun enough to escape? Oh, looks like it just barely is. And I'm not able here to use my second Harvester Key. Have to go back for health and mana. There you guys go. I wanted to use that stun on that Sparrow to keep her close so that I could finish her off. But I also wanted to use my forward crunch. So what I did there was I did my left crunch followed by a re-crunch to empower my next attack. Then I used my right crunch to, you know, do that stun. that I wanted, but I also wanted to keep my forward crunch, so I had to use my recrunch there. So don't be afraid to use your recrunch. Don't be afraid to use your ultimate in order to empower an ability and save another. Don't don't hesitate to do that. In terms of upgrading abilities, guys, I'm going to go with a little bit of a balance between our left and right crunch. I wanted to upgrade my left crunch to deal that increased damage against those jungle minions, which is important. But I also want to do my E so that when I do come in on the enemy here, I can get some good damage, or I can slow them as well. So let's oh, I don't really want to play around here with this Feng Mao, so... Alright, so let's see if I can empower my... There we go, let's drag them in here, let's try to slow them down, but no, I'm not able to slow any of them down, and so there you guys go. I did my carry, my carry one here, so I'm taking too much damage. And let's see if I can take out this Feng Mao. Let's do exactly that here. We're going to do this. I don't want to push him, though. Can I finish him off? Yes, I can. Oh, that was very, very interesting. And damage already is getting quite powerful here. I should probably maybe stay here, see if I can do something with this rampage. So now we've got our left and right crunch. I definitely think you should upgrade your left and right before your forward crunch. The left and right upgrades, it improves a lot of other things than just the damage and the cooldown. Like you can see, it also reduces a lot of other things. So here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Oh no, no mana to drag him underneath the tower. And that is going to be a huge problem, ladies and gentlemen, until we get that Brawler's Award with all of that mana. Mana is going to be an issue. I'm forced here to lane, which is not good, especially with such little health. Oh boy. 3 card power, ladies and gentlemen. After this, we need to go for our Guardian's Ward with that little bit of health. At this point, I'm going to discard these here and my health potion and get this fully upgraded. Alright, this Bellico wants to play, so let's go for it. Let's try to close the gap here. Let's try to use my E here. Doesn't quite. A whole bunch of damage. Let's use this to do that damage again. Look at that. Holy smokes. Look at that damage here. It's a lot. Oh boy. So you can see there, if I had landed my forward crunch, that would have used, that would have empowered my very first right crunch to have stunned her up. But and then I could have used my re-crunch on that on that right crunch to have slowed her down, and that definitely would have been a better use of my kind of right crunch and empowered and everything. So yeah, we're gonna have to see here if we can maybe improve the use of our combinations here in this game. So here is a steal that I'm coming in on, but once again, we're not gonna have very much, we're not gonna have a lot of mana, so let's use the 2 abilities that do the most damage, and that is our left crunch followed by our re-crunch. I only had enough mana for 2 abilities, so I wanted to make sure that that was as much damage as possible, so that's what I did. I actually ended up having enough mana for more, so with the empowered version there, I definitely would have used probably right crunch to stun him in place, or my forward crunch to actually put him closer to my Fae to really secure his death. The next card here is going into the Flash Fire Piston. We have a weak one right here that we're going to get for a whole bunch of damage and some attack speed. It's a little early to get attack speed, but I'm okay with that just because his he benefits from attack speed so much. I'm okay with getting some attack speed here early on. Alright, we have a steal, or we have this rampage here that wants to play, and I'm going to do I'm going to do this here, where I'm going to push him into our Gideon's ultimate. And there you go. I wanted to empower my forward crunch and keep my keep my stun and my slow, so that forced me to use my left and then recrunch, and then my and then I would have my right click, my forward crunch, and my and my other one in there. So you kind of have to think, you know, what do I want even, and then, you know, then go for it. So here in this Bellica, I'm going to try to get right onto her without doing anything. There we go. So let's do a strong burst combination here. Boom. And kabloomy. Now, something about Bellica, though, she really hurts with, she really hurts for crunch. So I took my chances there. I thought I could handle her. I thought I could handle her drone with the abilities that we use. So, ooh, hopefully, just be careful. Don't be like just all willy-nilly with a Bellica. You use a lot of abilities, and if you're in her void drone, it's going to really hurt. After this, Flashfire Piston going into a Wind Carver Blade for even more damage. We're starting to, get quite a few hits in, so maybe a Bounty Stalker will be nice, but I think we should continue on here with our damage. So we're going to go into the Major Strike, as that's definitely going to be what favors the DPS here in the math department. Always going for that damage first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I can push the steel into our tower. We're going to have to do right... Oh! Oh boy. So that didn't work, so let's attack him a little bit more. But look at this damage! I don't even need to use an ability there. Well, the red buff is really, obviously, helping, guys. 162 damage a hit, and we're hitting this fast. So there, guys, what I was thinking there was, what do I want to do? What do I want to be empowered? And then go from there. You have to kind of think of, what do you want to be empowered, and what do I want after I use my empowered? So here, let's go into the Sparrow. I want to knock her up for sure. So let's go right into a didn't even need that. Wow. Crazy damage here. So here, take a look at our ultimate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Like, you can see that it's really happening quickly. That is the power of attack speed, ladies and gentlemen. That is the power of attack speed. I mean, obviously here, I buggered that up, guys. What you want is to have, use an E into your left and then your right to get a whole bunch of damage off in terms of having some AoE to bring down those camps. I kind of want to go in there and drag that Bellica out, but what I could do is run in there, kill her, and then use my forward crunch to disengage. So let's see if she knows I'm here. Oh, she's coming in though. Not the smartest thing. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. All right, so let's drag her out, guys. Let's drag her out. Let's do this. Drag her out. Oh, no. She was going too far back, so I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to drag her out. And now the Sparrow is really going to hurt. Oh. I mean, if she's not careful, maybe we can burst her down. And you know what? I'm feeling pretty ballsy here. Oh, no way she's getting out of that. Very nice. Alright, once more I'm going to be ballsy. Oh, nope. I'm not being ballsy anymore. Not when she used her ultimate on me. So, if I wanted to drag her out of there and have a slow after I come out of it, what I need to do is use 2 abilities before my forward crunch, and it can't be my E. So process of elimination has to be our left crunch, or our left crunch and then re-crunch. So you kind of have to think of it that way, like a really strange sort of, if I want to do this, then blank. So after this Wind Carver Blade, we're going to into Bounty Stalker. I'm going to forego this, and actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to do this. I'm going to swap out our Guardian's Ward for a Brawler's Ward for a little bit of mana, get this, then go back, get a Kinetic, go back, get our basic mana. That's what we're going to do. That's definitely what I would recommend. Takes a little bit damage, little hit in the damage department, but that 150 mana plus the Bounty Stalker and the finished Wind Carver Blade, crazy. We have a Rampage, guys. Let's do a heavy burst combination here. Oh, and I missed, and that's going to probably mean that he stays alive. Let's try doing it again here, and he's dead. The attack speed, guys, is insane. It completely allows us to have like unlimited combinations. It's crazy. So this Bellica, I'm going to want to stun lock her. Can we do that? No, let's go for a full damage combo here. Do this into this, into... Oh, that was the stun combination, guys. Actually, to be honest with you. Alright, so I messed that one up. This is the second time I'm playing him, so forgive me if I'm not perfect for you guys. He is complicated. He does require a little bit of getting used to. So the thing about his attack speed now, though, is you can build a combination just with one ability. He reduces his cooldowns enough for us to use only one ability and over, and that will create the combination here. So I'm going to go E into left, or right into left, into Recrunch to kill those minions, no problem. Look at the mana that we still have. Ooh, Rampage wants to play, so let's do our damage combo. Oh, that was the slow combination. I keep going E into my right crunch into my recrunch, which is not what I want to do. I don't want to do that. So if you want your recrunch to be the one that's empowered, yeah. See, recrunch can't be empowered, so you have to use recrunch as your second ability if you want to empower, get an empowered state. You have to use your recrunch as the second ability, and then use your Q or your E or your forward as your third ability. So, just takes time to get used to. We have 9 card power here. Our mana is fine, so we're going to keep on going here with a little bit of... I'm not suffering in the sustain department, so let's go continue on our damage streak here. We don't need our Brawler's Key anymore, so let's get a... We have to check what the enemy team has. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to get... Yeah, against a two tanky team here, we're going to get 2... major pierces here, and then a major strike, followed then by a Wind Carver Blade or the Hunger Maul. We should probably get the Hunger Maul, but let's go for our Wind Carver Blade here for some even more damage. Just insane. Alright, let's drag this Feng Mao into our... Oh no, I messed it up! Oh, I messed it up! I messed it up. Oh. Alright, so left recrunch, forward E. That's what I wanted to do. Left recrunch, forward right. Left recrunch, forward right. Left for some damage, recrunch to get an empowered state, forward crunch to drag him, right crunch to slow him down. Brrr. Oh, gotta really think about it, and it's difficult. It really is difficult. Boy. Hopefully you guys can, can learn the combinations, play enough games with him. I would definitely go into some solo versus AI games, just practice those combinations, and try to just learn those combinations. Make sure that it's under your fingers to the point where you can't get it wrong. Don't oh, hello there. Rampage? You know what? Let's... Oh, we need our damage combo, so here we go. Oh, and he leapt right there. Let's go here and just completely destroy him. Being in our jungle, you can't take our jungle. 6 card power, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into this Wind Carver blade and then get our Hunger Maul and to replace our weak flash fire piston here. Place that in there, use that a little bit of extra card power to finish off this Wind Carver blade, and then now we can go into this Hunger Maul next. With 1 card power though, we'll get a little bit of lesser health. The only health we get in this build, 2 CP's worth. We get 200 health simply because the lifesteal is going to act as our health when we need it. When we are taking damage, we need to be attacking, doing damage, so that we regenerate our health, and that is going to serve as our tanky stat. There's a Rampage here running after our Grux. Let's see if I can just... Let's see how much damage we can do here. Oh, okay. Apparently not needed. How much damage we can do, guys? That combination is going to be E. Is going to be right, left, recrunch. There you go. Or forward, left, re. Hey. I'm going to use my, so there you guys, there I used my recrunch as my forward crunch there. So let's see, let's see how much damage we can do here. I'm not going to do anything. Here we go, there's that death. Ooh, this Bellica. Let's regenerate some of our cooldowns here. Oh my goodness, just a slaughter. Guys, these are bots. I do know. I want to just showcase this build, see if it really works, see what how it plays like here in the high card power, just to see if it works. I do realize I am more than twice as powerful as the enemy team, so I do know that. So here we're going to go into well, that's all the damage we have. Now it's just kind of gravy. So we can definitely finish off. We get a little bit of this here. Drain. And then we're going to get another drain here later to get that crit bonus. So when we do crit, we're going to do that much more damage. And there's the victory, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, holy smokes, is he amazing. He is so much fun to play. The potential in his kit is out of this world. I can't get over the potential he has with his abilities to like shift how he uses his abilities to serve different purposes. If you need to stun lock, you know, to stun lock and slow an enemy down, you can left into right into re, and then forward crunch to maybe you know to chase after them if they get away at that point, to then stay on them even more. Like you have that, the burst potential, forward left re, you know, forward left re right, crazy. If you need to chase after somebody like crazy, forward re right left, that's crazy. Like it's just out of this world. And now, of course, now all of these combinations are coming to me, but that is it, guys. The framework of how I think of Crunch and his abilities is, what do I want to be empowered? What do I want to do after that empowered state, before or after? And then what are the 2 other abilities that don't serve there? So then I have to put those 2 abilities before the empowered state, right? So what do I want to do empowered, and what do I have to do afterwards? Well, the 2 remaining abilities have to come before, right? So really, I just think there, what do I want to do empowered? So then I use one of my abilities that I don't want to save for later. Then I use my recrunch to get me that powered state, and then I use what I wanted to empower, and then I have that one ability I saved from before to use when I want it. So there you guys have it. There is Crunch, my first showcase of him with this build. High damage build with that lifesteal to hopefully keep you sustained when you are, when you are fighting, when you are initiating that huge burst potential combination. And as you can see, that attack speed feeds really well into his base kit to reduce his cooldown, which and then use his abilities more, which deals more damage, which feeds into the lifesteal to keep him alive, which means he can attack more, reduces cooldowns. You have just a positive feedback loop. Because you're attacking so much, you're rolling the dice on crit chance more often, so you're probably going to get more crits, which, because you're attacking so much, you're going to use a bounty stalker like crazy. You're going to get 10 stacks like nobody's business, and then that's going to feed into your lifesteal crit bonus and get that crit bonus, and man, awesome. Hopefully you guys like this build, and hopefully, you find it as awesome as I do. Please like this video if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, share it, guys, with the community, and of course, subscribe. If you like this content, found it useful, please subscribe so I can do it for you later. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.